Hey, step up. Let's go. Brendan's baseball blogs.
Hey guys, welcome to this special edition July 4th interview / podcast episode 7 with Randynation0. And I'm the host Brandon's Baseball Blogs. And we're going to be discussing a whole lot of big things. And this one is going to be a little bit slightly different and everything than the regular interviews that I've done over the past. And this is also the 296th sports interview, regular interview with Randynation0. And this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of one that, like I already said, because we're going to be talking about how me and Randynation0 met, how we became friends, how we became brothers, about our past relationships, and how we opened up to them and healed, and about how we got through it together, and how we're still friends to this day, always there for each other, and about how we just are honest with each other and everything, and also how we share Paramount, Netflix, Disney Plus, Peacock, HBO Max, and everything, and how we're always there for each other. And also I want to say, like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because we're on the road to 400 before the All-Star game, which is coming up very soon. And here's Randynation0.
What's going on, guys? So how we met was around the holidays, where first of all, I met my ex-fiance when I was working at my job where I got fired from this Tuesday that passed.
Yep.
So that is one of the complications that we're dealing with right now. So one door closes, another door opens, and more opportunities will come for me.
Yep.
So this is what I'm saying right now. This is not goodbye for me and Brandon's Business Vlogs forever. This is bye for now, because of money is tight and I cannot keep on doing these trips when I don't have work. Also, I met Brandon when it came from my ex-fiance and his ex-girlfriend. We met at the Christmas tree lighting, where I was in a different vibe of how I was before. I was like, before I met my ex, I was very happy, outgoing, and then it's more like when I was with her and I was living with her and I put a ring on it on our 1 year. If anybody does that, red flags. Don't let anyone say like, oh, we should get married on our 1 year. Don't do it. I was forced to by her parents. Well, her mother, intact on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Brandon's living in a place like this, I was living in a certain similarity like that in Long Island. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to say where in Long Island, because I don't want my location to be put out there. I don't want people to stalk me. I keep my life private, since after everything that goes on. And so it started where I met Adriana. I'm going to say that one. That's all I'm going to say, was that I was age 27. She was just 20 years old, and she was turned 21. It started off going good, and then all of a sudden it just went rock bottom. She was just not herself how I remembered it when I met her. She was outgoing, she loved to go for walks, she loved to go out and do things with me, and then it just changed when I moved into a complex with her and her family. It was like more like her family saying, hey, you should do this with her. I've been trying to do that with her, and she just don't want to do anything with me.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just, how I am, I put the pieces together, more like, not like a private investigator, not like that. It's just more like, I know how to put the pieces together. It's like, hey, do you want to be with me or do you not want to be with me? It's just like, I'm sitting here and thinking to myself, like, what the heck are we doing with each other? It's like, you're not communicating with me. You're always going to your mom and just lying about BS, saying, I'm doing this, and this, and this, but you're not telling her what you're doing. I worked at my job for a whole 4 years, with scoliosis, ADHD, mood disorder, and a lot of other situations going on too. At this point, I'm dealing with a lot of my own. It's like my back is against the wall, but like I had Brandon as my brother all these years. I had Will, I had everybody else who thinks like, oh, the other way around about me and Brandon. Like, no, me and Brandon are brothers. Like, we're not blood, we're just friends that consider each other like brothers.
Yeah.
It's like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. They're not blood related. They just look at each other as brothers.
Mm-hmm.
As that partnership that would never be broken. It's like, so with me and Adriana, it's like, that was the piece, like, I thought, like, oh, I was gonna get married. I put a ring on it. I proposed in the city of the Christmas tree. Christmas Eve. I was so happy, like, okay, this is my first actual official engagement, but it wasn't, like, how the way I wanted things to be planned out. I hit up Brandon, like, Brandon, I'm engaged now, man, and he was happy for me, a heartbeat.
I could not believe it at first.
But the fact was how me and Adriana broke our engagement was because she cheated for a whole 2 years, talking to someone else, and just didn't even think, like, oh, I don't want to be with you, I want to date this person, and obviously she just kept me on red. It's like, and then I just figured out, because like the first point of her cheating was, I was at a bar with her and her sister. I met all of her sister's friends. I did some replay. They're fake as hell. I can say this one. They're all fake as hell. So what happened was, I catch her with my own eyes kissing another person while we're dating, while we're engaged. And well, at that point we weren't engaged. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. Then she wanted to take, like, you know, space from me. Because she knows she really fucked up. But she kept on fucking up. Like, she accused me of things. But we were still dating. We weren't even officially taking a break because we were still talking. She just minimum our talking time. And I just, like, fuck that. Like, how are you going to do that to some guy, like, you've been dating for God knows how long, and then you just met somebody else who I just smoked a bong with, of weed and shit like that. And, like, but his ex-boyfriend was there. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with being LGBTQ. You can be bisexual, you can be gay, trans, whatever. But my point was, just like, when you're kissing another dude in front of your man, or your partner in general, is what I'm saying, is like, how would you feel if you catch your partner and she's non-binary. So Adriana was non-binary, and it's
insane.
And she just did that like it was nothing. And then she's like, oh, every excuse was, oh, I didn't want him to kill the vibe. It's like, how do I know you're not just going behind the scenes and just doing dumb things with him, just making me look like I'm an idiot?
It's insane.
And then I catch her kissing him, and then and I just walked out, and then she lies to her own sister, her flesh and blood. And then I'm like, you know what, whatever. The funny part was, I knew Adriana's passcode. That's how I caught her in the act. And then she thinks I'm starting to argue. I'm like, no, you lied. While I sat here just waiting for the truth to come out. And then like when I ran into my ex-high school sweetheart, it was like, she got jealous real quick, Adriana.
I remember that.
I'm like, look, I wasn't flirting with anyone. I was just catching up with someone who I knew.
And just saying hi.
It's like, I ran into her, I'm like, oh, I'm going to the outlets to get some food for me and my fiance, blah, 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 blah. Well, ex-fiance, ex. This is some things I won't keep private, it's like story time with Randy, but like, if you ask like, oh, cool. So then it comes to, she was living in a part that was not too far from me, and then all of a sudden I move in with her and her family. I helped them move a lot of times. From the first apartment, that was a 3-story apartment where we had the downstairs, me and Adriana's room was in the middle part, and then her parents had the master bedroom. So every time when I go to the apartment complex, and, well, fuck it, it's Ronkonkoma, fuck it, I don't even live there anymore. I was living in the Ronkonkoma complex, and it was a very nice place. They had a clubhouse, they had a pool table, they had everything. That was awesome. And then, sadly, she was just cheating. She wasn't wearing her engagement ring. She was...
Plus, I can respond to that by agreeing with Randy Nation. I agree with that. And it's like, I was there for Randy through the whole thing. I saw the whole thing. Even though we met only once during that time, or 2 times, because we met at the Christmas tree lighting in Long Island. And
then we went to your ex's holiday party.
Yeah.
And that was the second time we hanged out.
Yeah, and immediately, because it's like, when I first met Randy, I was like, what the heck? Who is this tall guy and why? And like, I was like, who is this guy? Why is he like this? And why is he acting like Jeffy and all these other stuff? So I was like, I was hanging out with my ex, and when I was hanging out with her, and it was getting to know all of her friends and everything. And that's when she introduced me to Adriana and Randy. And I immediately met Randy, and it was like how me and my best friend Nick met and everything at Rampo at my camp.
Yeah.
And it was like that. Me and Randy instantly clicked, and we immediately just started talking about sports. And I was like, "What kind of fan are you?" He's like, "I'm a Red Sox / Mets fan." And my first thought was like, "What the?" I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Wait, repeat that." And then he says it, and I was like, "This is a little confusing." And I'm like, "I'm a Yankee fan, but I respect Boston. I have a David Ortiz jersey." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "That's the first time I've heard a Yankee fan say." And he's like, "But the Yankees are better than my team." And I'm like, "Now that's surprising to hear you say that." So it was like me and him instantly clicked. And then at the holiday party, we hung out and we were talking all sports and even WWE and how I was a John Cena, a Rock fan, R-Truth. Shout out to R-Truth, Ron Killings, for following me here on TikTok and on Twitter. But like, yeah, it was, I saw everything that Randy went through.
It's like then it came down to like, I was at the complex with the whole Long Island like earthquake, and I was like,
oh God.
And then Adrian was like, "Oh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" I was literally just vacuuming, and like, all I know is like, I'm like, literally, like, I just do like, I'm vacuuming. All I heard was like the floor shaking in me in her room where we sleep together. And then next thing you know, I get like a scare call from her, like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why the heck not? Wouldn't I be?" I mean, I had.
She's like, "Oh, we just had an earthquake."
I'm like, didn't seem to it to me. I mean.
Like, I didn't feel anything.
I mean, Mocha and Hershey were with me. They seemed to be fine.
They probably didn't feel anything.
They just chilled on the bed. Like, just chilling, watching the Netflix when I was vacuuming. Like,
yep.
So, anybody knows I love animals. I love dogs. I love all animals. And sadly, Mocha was put down, which I was the one that loved her to death. And she was put down because of the idiotic of her parents. Like, they kicked me out on my 30th birthday because they...
I still remember that.
It was a freaking nightmare. On my birthday.
I remember you, me, and Will were on FaceTime earlier that day. We were just talking sports. And
then I get back, and then next you know, I go get my debit card for my bank because, I'm not allowed to go to local banks anymore.
Yeah.
So I get my first debit card from them, and... then I activated. Thank God I freaking activated.
Mm-hmm.
Because they took my phone, and I had to get a whole new phone service and everything.
Uh-huh.
I could have switched over to Metro with that phone.
I understand.
And then they're like, "Oh, it's not your phone anymore. It's not under your service." I'm like, "No, it's mine."
I understand. I still remember that day and everything. I still remember it to this day because I remember Adriana had texted us and everything, me and Will, about what happened, and me and Will did not believe it. She said that Rainey cheated on her, and I was like, I don't believe that. I don't believe this crap. And then all of a sudden, 2 days later, when my best friend Nick was sleeping over, all of a sudden I get a phone call around 6 p.m. and it comes up from a landline number, and I'm like, okay, who? At first I was like, who could be calling me from that? And then all of a sudden I just see Randynation0's last name, and I was like, this is Randy. Immediately I was shocked because at first I was like, I hadn't heard from him for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden the landline calls me and I see his last name, and I'm like, that's Randy. So I answer.
It's like I called you on my birthday when I got kicked out.
Or no, I think it was the day later.
No, that's when I got my phone.
Oh, yeah.
So I called you straight on my birthday because, like, I was kicked out, remember? So
you can explain, like, how it was just... it was just insane, because I remember... I hadn't heard from Randy earlier since that time. And then, all of a sudden, around 6 p.m., I was getting ready to go pick up my best friend, Nick. And then, all of a sudden, boom, I get a phone call. It was Randy. And he did not sound the same immediately. Like, he did not sound like himself. And I was like, Randy, what's wrong? What happened? And
I was kicked out on my birthday, and then it led to much more health and
other stuff.
with things that I'm going through. So right now I'm dealing with the symptoms of leukemia, but like I haven't got tested, so I'm trying to figure out every which way where I can go to get tested. I don't have health insurance. The government's been fudging me over.
But like, yeah.
I didn't get my food stamps for 2 straight months. Lost my job, and it's a lot more shit going on. So
yeah, I just remember that day Randy calls me, and I was like, Randy, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? And he's like, they kicked me out, bro. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm glad you. And I was like, and then I remember Will asked me, who was that on the phone? I'm like, Randy just called me, and everyone was shocked that Randy called me out of everybody first.
Yep.
And we want to explain that.
Because basically, when it comes to me knowing this as myself, I've met Brandon in person on many occasions, knowing that, like, you know, it's not that I didn't trust Will, it's just because I thought, like, you know,
I don't think you got to know him as well.
I mean, we all talk on the phone all the time, but it's just that fact, like, I didn't know if he would, like, you know, switch lanes on me. I don't know that.
I was able to get him not to. Joe.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I just remember Randy had went through all that and everything, and I just remember that. And also, because we met each other through our exes, I remember I met my ex at my camp, and basically I met her at camp, and I helped her through a really tough time and everything, and I instantly, like, got feelings, but I didn't know how, like, I didn't know basically how to handle them, but so I was like this. Instead, I just did the normal thing that I usually do, which is just be a good friend. And I was friends with my ex for almost 1.5 years, and then around April, we got together at 1 o'clock in the morning. I still remember it. And then after that, we were together for 2 years and 1 month, and it was my longest relationship. It was a really great one. And then all of a sudden, earlier that year, before we hit the 2-year mark, I was accused of cheating, and I was really upset, and my family and everyone that I know has said to them, basically saying this to me, saying, if you knew Brayden for this long and you were dating him for this long, you should trust him, basically. And basically was like, you know, everyone knew me that knows me from high school and knows me that if I love someone, I would never hurt them, basically. I would never do that. So when I was first accused, I was really upset. I was explaining it. And even though I admit I have ADHD, and I don't blame my disability on that, but I admit that I have a disability. And I immediately texted my family about this, and my family helped me. My therapist, Ed, shout out to him, he helped me back then. And I immediately text Randy immediately. I'd say, Randy, my ex just accused me of cheating. And he's like, do you have the photos? And I'm like, here. Sent them to him. Immediately, Randy knew about me. He immediately knew it was clearly fake, photoshopped.
Yeah,
and plus that's how I immediately could trust Randy. I texted him about it. Plus, my family thanked him for immediately defending me and my friend Will. And that's how we immediately grew, and we did so many interviews on my page of Brandon's Baseball Blogs back then, and now to here.
So, basically, okay, so you can tell if it's bad Photoshop and it's good Photoshop. So you have people who Photoshop the foods photos for McDonald's or Burger King. So that's good Photoshop. That's good Photoshop for production for food business. the Photoshop that she did was for a gay app called Growler, was the most worst way possible. If anyone knows what Growler is, it's an app for gay people dating. Nothing wrong with it.
And plus, I have friends that are gay, and I respect them, and I always support them.
And I'm not against it. My ex-fiance was non-binary.
I have even
my ex-fiance goes by they, them, and they, them likes to date guys and women. Yeah. But the fact was, Adrian didn't have to go that route and still do what Adrian did. But then I went to Brandon because Brandon's ex-girlfriend tried to quote-unquote date me. And I told Brandon, I'm like, I didn't break the bro code on that one.
Because he knows if he had broke bro code, I would stop talking to him immediately.
Obviously, I don't date no fucking hoe.
But like, yeah, and plus, it was like, because when I told him about it, he's like, let me handle this. So I tell him that.
But then I also went off on Gabe's ex, which I went off on Gabe on this one. If anybody knows, if you're on any app, it's like, you're getting a very bit of intimate. You show a little bit of like, things. We're going to keep it still PG because PG family. For a fact they don't blur the whole thing.
Yeah.
So my friend, quote unquote, keeping anonymous, told me like, he said like, yeah, they don't really blur shit out. And then I'm like, you should know your ex-boyfriend's, private stuff and everything about him. Like, you don't even know, because he'll tell you, because you live with your mom. Mm-hmm. And I would even say this when I'm on those calls, like, if he doesn't show up, he's either watching a show with his mom,
Survivor,
or he's watching something with baseball, which you always getting pissed off about when he talks about it.
Well, because also the team is driving me crazy half the time. And plus, I watch a Yankee game, or I watch Lord of the Rings, or Volcano, or even politics. I watch movies with my family. And plus, I was like so shocked because I had just gotten back from a cousin's brunch with my whole family. I remember it. And I had just gotten back from a friend's reunion that I was hanging out with my friends. And I just was very upset about it. And I remember, and I had said to them, if you really loved me, you would easily trust me and everything. And you would know that I would never do this. Because it's like, everyone that knows me from high school, if I truly love someone, I would never do anything to hurt them, break their trust, never do anything at all. I would never do anything to do that. And when I told Randy about this, he immediately helped me. And plus, I have family friends that follow me that are part of the LGBTQ community, and I support them, and they are my 100% family close friends that I actually did the first ever sports interview with. My friend, who I'm going to shout out right now, Noah Falconer. Noah in New York City. Go follow him. I'll tag him in it. He's one of my closest family friends. And his friend, who's my other family friend, Noah Phillips. Go follow him on Instagram. He's one of my family close friends. They both are. And they were the first two that I actually did a sports interview with on this page. They were the first ever two guests on my page. And
I acknowledge them.
Yeah, and plus it's like, Noah Falconer, he's part of the LGBTQ community. And he is one of my closest friends. And I still support him to this day because he's always been there for me. Him and Noah Phillips have always been there. And I told all my friends and everything. And it was like, that whole time when I was accused, I could not believe it.
It's like, literally, it's like, when I heard this, I'm like, bro, are they that dumb? It's like, all I can say is like, look, I have proof that Sydney is not 100% of what she says. And obviously, like, she can't really lie about it because it's proof she said it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, she can say, like, oh, I'm straight. Like, when you date a girl and you're a girl, bro, come on now.
Mm-hmm. But, like, yeah, and plus, me and Randy have always been there for each other. Always. I tell him everything. He tells me everything. And plus this, basically, like, I immediately told him, and he and his ex helped me through that time. And then I told my friend Will, told my friend...
Oh, yeah, I know.
All of them.
I know what ex you're talking about, yeah.
I told all of my friends that I know from high school that I have a group chat with. I told them what happened, and they say they couldn't believe it. And they even told her, Brandon would never do this at all.
Obviously, the most regrettable thing I've ever done was been back with my ex-fiance, and that was the most regret. I went back with her, never doing that again.
Yeah, and plus, because me and Randy, talking about our past relationships, that was my first ever, longest relationship ever. And it was like, and I was told by them multiple times that, and I was told by so many people, right before she dumped me, saying she had cheated on me with an ex. And I'm not going to say the names, but I'm just saying that I heard that they had cheated on me. And then I told my friends. And basically I heard that, and then I was getting sick of it, to the point where I had said, I'm done with the disrespect. I'm done with people calling me overweight, fat. I'm done with it, and I'm done with being made fun of with my body. I'm done with it because I'm working on it every day for the past couple of years. I've been working hard my whole life to lose weight because literally I was going through a lot because my dad had surgery to make his stomach small like mine used to be. And after that, he died from complications, and I never got to say goodbye to him. I was 5. So it was like I was sick and tired of being disrespected for my weight and everything else, and for some people doing racist salutes towards me. And I was done with it. I was completely done. And I basically had said, and I remember, she had dumped me the day before my mom's birthday and everything. And I remember, and I thanked a lot of my friends for being there for me. And my family is thankful that Randynation0, my friend Willie Nation, has always been there for me and everything. Plus all my friends to this day. And to this day, I'm happy now because I'm focusing on myself. I'm waiting until I know I'm ready to put myself out there because I don't want to rush into a relationship, because if I rush into one, it's going to become toxic. And that's what I even tell Randy, and I tell a lot of my friends. And me and Randy are that close. We are brothers, because our past relationships, they kept accusing us of being gay when we're actually brothers, because he's been there for me, I've been there for him, and plus we are that close because we love baseball, we love WWE, love football, love hockey, and love basketball. And plus, with this, we love sports. And he's done almost 296 sports interviews, which is this episode 7 of the podcast. And he has helped me create this page and everything. And that's why me and Randy are that close. And we have gone through almost everything together. And now I'm honestly happy I've been focusing on myself because I'm taking care of my family. Because my family has gone through so much health stuff. Taking care of the apartment. Taking care of the bills and everything. Taking care of my family. Myself, my mental health. I've been taking care of everything. And not giving up. It's not easy. And that's why I'm glad I have my friend Randy, my friend Will, my friend Harish, Roni, Nick, Ben, Michael, and Sebastian, and Brandon Beam, and all my friends. Basically, I have all of them, and my family friends. In your response to how we've addressed how we met and how we became friends, how we've done so many interviews, and everything else, and what you and me have both gone through, and how we stood up for each other.
So I've been through every friendship, every ups and downs, and things like that. But the most that stick the most was like Brandon and I and Will. I wouldn't say like friendships will always last forever because you live and then you don't know how much you have time on this world.
That's true.
I wouldn't say how much time that I have left in this world. I would just say I just lived my life the way I wanted to be lived.
Yeah.
And I just remember all the good times that I had.
Yeah. And plus, I remember that night, Randy defended me that night after I got back from, or it was before I got back from vacation. He had said to them, I had said to them, what day is this? And immediately, he knew.
Because I say it every year.
Yep.
Sorry for your loss. And then like they were just blabbed like what? And then he's like, and I'm like, guys, do you even know what he asked you and why he got pissed off and left?
We got so livid pissed. I had left the call because I did not want to go off. I did not want to scream.
So then I went off and I'm like, you effing idiots! It's his father's death anniversary and you didn't even say sorry for your loss. I've lost respect for your ex because of that, because she literally didn't say shit. She didn't say sorry.
Yep. And plus, it was like he had been there for me and everything. And plus, we got through all those together and everything. And plus, we've always been there and everything. Plus, I was always there for him. And plus, he and me were accused of being gay and other stuff. Like I said,
okay,
so
no. Okay, so let me just tell you this: is it wrong for her sister to be into another woman? No, because that's her sister and that's her sibling.
I respect her.
I respect that.
Yeah.
So I respect anybody who they are.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Like if Brandon was gay, he would have told his mom first, and like it's like, what is the big deal if he was gay? The point was that they have false allegations that they don't have proof of. The point is like proving guilty before being innocent.
Mm-hmm. And plus, like my family has said, don't judge a book by its cover, and also history is destined to repeat itself.
Exactly.
And I learned that from my uncle.
So I get judged for a lot, tattoos.
And I get judged because of my weight.
So I mean, it's a lot with.
Mm-hmm.
That we've been through. What we know is like we know. It's just that they want to act like, oh, they did nothing wrong. It's like, oh, I could be like this. I can go through my phone and I can be like, you know what's the best part of having the iOS update that you have right now? The best part is I can look up I can look up everything that I've missed of that group chat. But the fact was I was kicked out of it because one of them, but I left one because I got tired of the bullshit.
And plus, the reason why we became brothers is because it took me a while to open up to like the stuff that I've gone through. Like with my dad's passing. It was hard for me to tell Randy that because after 4 weeks, I didn't tell him that because it was hard for me to talk about. Then it was hard for me to like talk about a lot of stuff that I've gone through in my life with Randy. And there was stuff that it took him a while to tell me.
No, I told you everything in a heartbeat.
But you can tell them like how it was hard for me.
Oh, it was hard for you, but I tell everything in a heartbeat. If I know I could trust you, I'll tell you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like literally, look at this, real besties.
Yep.
So everything that I've missed out on this one was they called me, and this is what they said. Randy, did you say something about such and such, right? And he's like, that's effed up, man, about her. Actually, no, it's when you do something that I can actually get her arrested, that's effed up.
Mm-hmm.
And all she had to do was like, and then, oh, this is another good one. You effing did, you piece of you know what. We got the proof. Stop lying and be a man and own up to. Own up to what? My point was, what have you ever owned up to in your life? You act as me following the guidelines on TikTok Live. Why am I still going on TikTok Live? Why did she get her TikTok Live taken away? No, not to this one. Sydney got hers taken away because of saying the N-word with the harsh R. And then age restricted. All she did was beg, and plead for TikTok to give her TikTok back. And then when me and Brandon say our side of what happened, she acts like it's talking shit. So now I can do this in 100%. Now I'm gonna look up the definition of talking shit, and then there's nothing she can really say about it.
And plus, you can tell them while you're doing that how we became brothers instantly.
So we became brothers instantly because we had a lot in common besides sports. We like to go out and do things. We don't like to just sit around and be boring all day.
Like he even gave me his Xbox. And plus, if you guys didn't know, as part of this interview, special edition, July 4th edition, is we share Paramount Plus together. We share Netflix. We share Disney Plus. We share Peacock. We share HBO Max. We're always there for each other through everything.
Oh, I found it. So talking shit is a vulgar slang phrase. The most common means insulting, criticizing, gossiping about someone. Depending on context, it can also mean playful, joking around with friends, or less frequently spreading lies and nonsense. Well, I have not, so... so now I can screen. Criticism is insulting, often describe bad mouthing someone either to their face, trash talking, or behind their backs. For example, she was talking shit about my new car. So me talking about your ex flashing her breast was not talking shit. It's actually true facts. I have every proof of it. And now, if that looks like the fact, because they don't like the fact of anything.
And plus, because, and like how Randy Nation said in the interview episode 6 of the podcast, which is going to be live on Brandon's Baseball Blogs podcast page. It's a new one that started up today. Basically, because Randy Nation spoke about it earlier, which was this. He spoke about, what do you call it? Oh, yeah. He spoke about this. Basically, he basically was saying this. Basically, he had said, in a little preview for this interview, he said, we share Netflix, Paramount, Disney Plus, Peacock, HBO Max. We share all of that together. He shares that with me, and he gave an extra profile to my niece, and I'm not going to say her name.
So I have the premium Netflix.
Yeah.
So when you buy or you...
Extra space.
The premium Netflix, it automatically gives you a kid's account because it's premium.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, it's just what it comes with. It's part of the premium package.
And plus, you can even say like how you decided to share those with me and everything.
So I've decided, because I don't have cable in my room, which other people do. My family doesn't really care for me having a happy life or anything. So I decided for me to be happy, I just spent whatever I want for my last times as being happy on this earth by spending and helping my bros and my friends to be happy as well. So like, why am I going to be selfish to myself by spending $100 and something on streamings when I'm here? While at the end of the day, it's like, I can probably in my will, I'll just give whoever my damn, streaming, and then they just pay it off, and also when the card ends or when my time is up, I'll just say, hey, this is the person's account, and then whoever you wanted to keep it with, keep it. If you don't. So my accounts will forever be someone else's, and I'll make sure, I say, hey, change it to your debit card, and you can do it, because once my debit card is up, or you can just change it by spending it with a Netflix gift card or whatever, and then you can also change it to your debit card, so it's more...
Yeah.
And then
it was cool that he shared all those with me, because I get to watch some cool stuff that I used to watch as a child, but also that I used to watch with my family. Like, we get to watch Survivor. We get to watch Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Law and Order. and Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and all my childhood shows. Basically, and even a lot of my favorite movies. And it's like, it was really cool that basically Randy Nation got to share all of this with me. And plus, we became best friends to this day, and we're always there for each other. And plus, because me and Randy had spoke about this like yesterday and 2 days before about possibly doing this. And honestly, it was a good idea to talk about it.
So obviously, yeah, I thought it was because you know who you can trust, you know who you can't, and obviously I knew who I could trust. I knew who I can involve myself with, and I knew for a fact it wasn't Sydney, it wasn't any of them, because obviously, excuse me on that one. Sorry about that, Brandon.
No, don't worry. It's
so
okay.
I burped, so I need to make sure I just say,
don't worry.
me.
It's okay.
It's professionalism.
Yeah.
So obviously I can name every single one of them. It's Gabe, Sydney, Michael Fellman. It goes on. They are getting influenced by someone who thought they were TikTok famous while they forgot their place of where they came from. And then they forgot the values of how friendships and people who have feelings. So now when I say like, oh, she flashed her thing on a group FaceTime, and then I go talk about it on TikTok Live. If I follow the guidelines and they didn't restrict it, that's not talking shit. And I just posted definitions. And by the way, I just said her name in it. So now, me saying this as a fact, and this is not an opinion, and it goes by the definitions. So talking shit is a vulgar and phrase that most commonly means insulting, criticism, or gossiping about someone. Depending on its context, it can also mean playful, joking around with friends, or less frequently spreading lies, nonsense. So, me speaking the facts of what she did, and then she's just like want to say like, oh, I am powerful, I'm a goddess, whatever. You're not. A goddess knows, and a god knows.
And plus, when basically how I've been focusing on myself and everything, I've been doing things that I never thought I could do. And I admit, there were a lot of happy times that I'll always remember, and also this. Basically, I keep all the happy memories I have in a box that's in my room. I keep it all safe, and I remember all the good times. But then after that, I've moved on, and plus, I admit, it's hard, but also, I admit this, that basically, if you ever need help, just know, or surround yourself with good people that you trust, like friends, family, and tell them. And if they don't trust you, don't tell them or don't be friends with them. But also just know this, that me and Randy wanted to do this, and as in quote, like it says right here, real conversations, real topics, real friends. And basically, Randy is that. He's a true brother, and he really talks real conversations, real topics, and he's a real friend, he's a real brother, and plus, we're always there for each other.
And honestly, relationships are like the most key topic is communication.
Yeah.
It's most like I felt like our relationship with our ex-partners was most like because
they didn't tell us.
No, it's not just that. They're always in those dang group chats.
And they always tell their friends and not us.
And also,
that's the problem.
Yeah, it's most likely like, are you dating your friends or you're dating me? Like, it's like
and they accused us.
Yeah. So obviously, I remember why your ex hated me is because I called her. I said she's playing the victim. I still do that. It's not me saying it as she's not doing it. She is 100% playing the victim.
And plus,
she's getting all her friends involved. She doesn't fight her battles. Every battle that I fought by myself, because I'm a man, I didn't need help. I fought my battles. But when I go to court to sue my job, Yeah, I'm gonna need help with that one.
I'll even help.
I just need
here.
I need to get a lawyer. That's gonna be the
Yeah.
Like, I had to take them to court, but the thing was, they trespassed me.
Mm-hmm.
My actual officially last paycheck is gonna be this coming Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing that there's, like I said, one door closes, another opens.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this is not goodbye forever for me at McDonald's. This is when I'm gonna say, like, look, I know for a fact if I ever did something wrong, if I did, I'm like, look, I'll admit that one. But the fact was, I tried showing them every proof that I wanted them to hear. They ignored it.
Yeah. And plus, I know when I spoke about how I met you.
Yeah.
I know people want to know this. A lot of people have asked, and guys, send in your comments and your questions. If you have questions for me, Brandon's Baseball Logs, send them. Comment down below your questions. Send your questions even in the comments for Randynation0. And I've heard some people have asked in the past,
yeah,
how and what was Randy's perspective of when he met you? And basically, people have asked that, and I'm like, ask Randy that. You want to explain that to them? Like how you first thought when you first met me at that tree lighting, and your first thought, because you knew I made you laugh. Be like, who is this guy? Why is he acting like Jeffy? Why is he a Red Sox / Mets fan?
Okay, so it was awesome meeting Brandon's Baseball Vlogs, and also it was cool meeting him and meeting his mom and meeting everybody. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm a people person. I don't go perspective of my favorite baseball team or sports teams. I just go by like how we click and how we just look at each other.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm heavily tattooed, and I can even come closer and I can show you clearly. Like like, I'll show your fans. They may not know,
Yeah.
but I'm like, look, heavily tatted. I have a half a sleeve. I have my hands. I have my rib, chest, collarbone. Like, we did some videos at the pool, which
Yep.
you still gotta send me the one with the basketball.
I will.
And then you gotta send me when I jump in the pool. So I
will.
did mine first because, you know, I was gonna be wet. So then it made no sense for him to go do it before me. Then all of a sudden, like, oh, we both gotta do it again. Like, you know, dry our hands, dry our bodies. Because I have longer hair, of course. My hair grows faster on my head. So honestly, like, and then I had to dry my hair fastly and just, you know, so I could and then video him next. Which he already posted. Soon I'll post mine. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's just like friendships can always last forever, but sometimes they don't. It's just how the bond you have is there's actually that minimum like understanding each other or understanding the boundaries.
Yeah.
So like yesterday, like we're joking around, and then obviously, you know, he said explain it to me. So then I'm like, okay. He told me the boundaries not to be drawn, so we understood.
Because right now, my family's going through another thing, which is my uncle that lives in another part of the country. He is in the hospital, and he has cancer, and he's going through a lot, and he decided not to get treatment and other stuff from last year, and now it's just a waiting game, basically. And we're all hoping that it doesn't come to this, but it looks like he may go somewhere else. But thankfully, my cousins and my family have been there, and plus Randy's been there. My friend Nick has been there. My friend Will, like everyone.
So like
it's been like a crazy.
So
month.
for me saying this, I have not diagnosed myself not being diagnosed for a doctor, but the only person's family member who knew the symptoms that I've been having, who has cancer, was his uncle, and he says like, yeah, he definitely has leukemia, but he's never got tested. It's the fact that I don't have a family who's helping me with things. They're just making me struggle on my own. They just want me to isolate. So what I'm saying is like, I don't know what stage I'm at because I did not get diagnosed. Until I get diagnosed, I would know. But all I know is leukemia is what Roman Reigns has. It's a cancer that has something against something with the blood cells.
Yeah, with the white cells.
With the white cells, and it has like, you know.
And I acknowledge Roman.
So me not getting much sunlight is because I'm always inside all day, and like when I'm with Brandon, I get to do more adventurous stuff. It's my family doesn't like me going out. It's like, yeah, I'm my own guardian. I don't really follow by my family standards. I go out whenever the heck I want to. It's just that I just know much more that like now that I lost my job, it's like, oh, now they're gonna be twice as more happy. They don't want to hear me like, oh, I'm coming back late at night or 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever propaganda. But it's the fact was I love coming back late at night from work, and practically my job doesn't. Well, former job, and now they're getting that biggest lawsuit in the world.
Gigantic.
And my dad, I mean, obviously my dad needs a little heads up, like, you know, is it true or false, even if I'm on Social Security, no matter what, if I went big on a case, but...
and plus, we've been through this together and everything, we've been through everything. And
no, wait, my friend John has Social Security, and he won a case against Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And he won big, and he didn't lose his Social Security. So what is my dad talking about? Yeah,
but also, you know, and plus me and Randy, like I was saying, we've been through almost everything together. We've been through the ups and downs, and plus, a lot of people want to know this. And guys, go follow Brandon's Baseball Vlogs podcast. It's up and running right now on TikTok, and Brandon's Baseball Vlogs on TikTok also. But yeah, a lot of people, like, before we end this, people want to know why you decided to share Paramount, Netflix, Disney, Peacock, HBO, and all that with me. But also people want to know why and how does it feel to do this sports interviews and regular interviews with me. And how does it feel that you've been doing this since you met me in 2023? And like, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. Just keep on doing this stuff with you. It's awesome. It's fun. Bro, actually, yeah, I can lose my... If you win a lawsuit, you can lose your supplementary Social Security income. SSI is needs a base of programs to the Social Security system.
Yeah.
I can also sue Social Security as well, because come on now, like losing your supplement benefits makes no sense. Like,
but like, and a lot of people want to know. Like,
so the reason why I think I already told it, but I don't mind saying it again. So the reason why I share it with Brandon is much more than just sharing it with Brandon. I share it with Will, and only one person that was in a past relationship that actually has access to Peacock was Ashley, which is my ex-girlfriend, not the one that was friends with Sydney. Not that one. I would never date her. Not a lot of people know the relationship I have with this other Ashley that I was dating. She watches Peacock because she likes Harry Potter.
I love Chicago PD and Fire and everything.
So I share my streamings because, you know, it's just the right thing to do. Because, like, I grew up in a household where it's like, if you're really that close and you have that close bond with that person and you're spending it yourself, it's more like your choice. If it's not your family's property or your family's, you know, Peacock or streamings, then you have that right to share with your bros, whoever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm spending the money on it. I make the decisions, so I can say what goes. And I wanted my brothers to feel like, oh, there's some good in this world. There's already 1 or 2 that Will already has, so I don't share it with Will. But like, if he eventually needs it,
you can give it.
I can give it to him. The offer's on the table.
And some people want to know, how does it been to do all these 296 interviews with Brandon's Baseball Vlogs from 2023 all the way till now, to present?
It still feels the same as it was before, but it's different as it was before, because the most being of the times, it's always on FaceTime, but like, we've done a lot more in person than it was like FaceTime.
Yeah.
So it's like different, but different good. I mean, our very first interview in person was
at my old house.
Your old house, which you thought was going to be a forever home. And then
moved here.
It's been like more peaceful here because people don't judge me.
Nice.
they're nice, they're not judgmental, and it's against the policies, and it feels so amazing.
And plus, the person that helped me create the Brandon's Baseball Vlogs was my brother-in-law and my sister. Shout out to them. But also, the person that helped me the most with the account is Randy and my whole family. But also, the person that gave me the idea to actually create Brandon's Baseball Vlogs podcast page is my friend Randy Nation. And how does it feel that now we're at episode 7 and you're in the 296th interview that you've done with this
296. We got 4 more away to that 300 piece.
And he'll be posting that thing that says to get him to it.
So obviously, what it means to me every single day doing this and passing the torch to someone eventually. To me, passing the torch to someone who works hard, who shows respect, grinds, and wants to do things in life.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I will pass the torch, whoever it is. It's just that right now, until my time being here, and when my time being is up, I'll say it to Brandon beforehand. And maybe I'll just say it to Will and Brandon, and I'll have Will just remember this.
I'll pass it to you.
I'll pass it to you because obviously I feel like, and this goes to every viewer. And I'm gonna say this now and just announce it now, so it's just we don't forget it.
Yeah.
If I would say I would pass the torch to someone, I wouldn't say just one particular person. It's to everyone. That's the kindness that I would have.
Yep.
I wouldn't say I would be doing this myself if it wasn't for me being here. I would say this because Brandon's helped me a lot for knowing who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Not for else for knowing who I am, me as well.
Yeah.
I don't take full credit for anything that I do in this world. I give credit to everyone else because credit is due.
Yeah.
You can't take a full percentage of credit because that would be taking the credit from things that you'll take for granted, and that's what the person who takes things for granted is the devil's work.
Yeah.
And that ain't me. Everything that I've earned on TikTok means a lot because my brothers get to share that with me, and every single one of you get to share with me, and that's the credit's due.
Yeah.
And I give every credit to every single one of you.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to say, guys, thank you for joining. This was episode 7 of the interview / podcast, a special edition, July 4th edition with Randy Nation, where we talked about how we met, how we became brothers, how we became best friends to this day, always there for each other, how we've gone through it together, the ups and downs, and how we're brothers, how we share all these streaming stuff. Guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, and repost it on Twitter. And also, just subscribe. We're on the road to 400 before the All-Star game. And guys, just plus follow it on Brandon's Baseball Vlogs podcast page that is live now on TikTok. Episodes 1 through 7 will be on that page, and the long versions will be on YouTube. Short versions will be on TikTok and everywhere else, guys.
Like, subscribe, post that notification, tap the notifier, and comment down below. We want to talk about more sports content
and all kinds of content.
Yeah, dude, look at this one. This is like a freaking. Dude.
Yep.
Bro, so the bronze is $50. The